Hey, everybody, it's your girl, April Marie, and welcome to Handle Her with Care podcast. I am so excited, first of all, to be here with you today. I don't have a guest. It is just me. And it's so funny because I have had now, drum roll please, 6 months of recording podcast episodes and consistently putting them out on my platform. And I'm so excited, right? It's like a dream come true for what I have to say to be heard by the world, and by my community, and everything is giving me so much peace, so much joy. I'm incredibly honored to be able to sit before you and discuss different things that's going on in the world, in my life, when I have guests in their lives. You know, the goal of this podcast, honestly, is to elevate your self-care game, 1. 2, for you to understand that there are so many other people out here that are killing it, right? Like high achieving people, women and men, totally dedicated to their careers, their families, but also totally dedicated to themselves. So I always end the interviews with, how do you handle yourself with care? Right? And so during this episode, I would love it if you kept that in your mind, if you put that in your back pocket so that you could pull it out and reference it while I'm giving you the good information that I'm about to give you. Okay, so remember that question. How do you handle yourself with care? April, how do you handle yourself with care? Yes, you are a mother. Yes, you are a business owner and entrepreneur. Yes, you're a family member, a sister, an aunt, a daughter, a cousin. Yes, you're a friend, a close friend, a best friend, a girlfriend, a sis, okay? You're all of those things. But when it comes time for you to lay it down at night, when it comes time for you to seek stillness, quiet, right, and self-preserve, how do you handle yourself with care? Before I dig in, I do want to give a quick shout out to the place that has made my podcast dreams come true, 661 Creator Space. I love y'all. I so appreciate everything that you have poured into me and into my vision, into my dream, bringing it all to life. I know is not easy. It is not, something that you can just sneeze at. My full appreciation and love comes back. And every episode, I make sure to tell the people, if you want a podcast, if you want to record something, if you feel as though you have something that you want to say, you have a documentary, they are in full swing of production here. Okay, you can get it done. So please remember that. And I always tag it in my description, 661 Creator Space. We are located in Lancaster, California. And it is just a place where you can also make your podcast or a documentary or whatever your recording is, dreams come true. Okay. I also want to give a quick shout out to my show sponsor, www.myhairhoney.com. Okay. Quick story. My Hair Honey hair growth oil is made by me and my business partner, right? God gave me the recipe. When I tell you that it works, it works. People have been thriving and growing their hair with us since 2018. And I am proud to say that it has still maintained its integrity and the quality has not left it, because we make sure of that, right? We are quality control. And so if you're looking to grow your hair, have more manageable hair, right? Why hide? A part of the self-care model is now being able to take off the wig, right? Stop hiding the things that might be going on underneath the thing, the protective style, the braid, the crochet, anything that's going to hide the issue, and to address that head on. What does that look like for you? That would look like, to me, taking my hair growth oil from myhairhoney.com, dropping it in my scalp, massaging it for 2 minutes, and after I'm done with my massage on my scalp, pulling it through the ends to really, really get the full benefit of what the oil has to offer, right? So it has the proper dosage of the black castor oil, the black seed oil. So it's not too heavy. It absorbs, right into the scalp and right into the hair. It does not sit on top. So these are things that you want to look for when you're purchasing an oil. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't good, I wouldn't tell you about it. I only tell you about the things that are wonderful, okay? Things that are going to benefit your life. And myhairhoney.com is a life hack. And I want you to get into that. So please place your order. Like I said, www.myhairhoney.com. Click buy now. Okay. Got you. I got you. You will love it. And what I also love about it, side note, is that it smells good. So many products that we have to use as women, as Black women, for sure, they smell medicinal. They smell like, okay, yes, rosemary and onion, right? They have like a fragrance that might not be soft and beautiful when we have spouses that are smelling our scalps and touching our hair and loving on us. I wanted something that even when I'm curled up in his arms, if I have somebody, or even if I'm laying on my own pillow and I smell like what my hair through my bonnet has smelled like, or my bonnet smells like, baby, it smells good, like legitimately good. It smells soft like tea and honey. It does not smell like disgusting and like, ew, like wash your hair. It smells like you are pampering yourself, and it's a treat. And that's how it should feel, and that's how it should be. So jump into that, you guys, and support for sure. Okay, so now that I got that out the way, thank you for listening to those two cute commercials. I want to talk to you guys about preparing your 2026 self-care routine. Right? Breathe it out. Let's just take a moment, because what am I adding to your plate? Nothing. I'm trying to take stuff off your plate. I'm trying to cultivate a soft space with you. I would love it if you were inspired after this podcast episode to decide to be consistent with yourself and create peace, right? Get rid of anything that feels heavy and hectic, and really decide to set aside time for yourself. Now, self-care has gotten a lot of negative names, like it's selfish, worrying about yourself, always thinking about yourself. Who has time for that? You. And it's not selfish. It's necessary. Self-care is not selfish. It is necessary. We have to maintain ourselves. I mean, okay, the example on the airplane where they say, if something were to go wrong, and the oxygen comes down, don't put it on your family members and then put it on yourself. No. You're going to put it on yourself to restore oxygen to you. And then you will have the strength and the ability, the mobility, agility, all the abilities to get busy. Now you can save A, B, C, and D. Now you can help. Now you can be restored enough to do the work that needs to be done, right? We know we have responsibilities. So the goal is not to negate your responsibilities. The goal is to slow down so that you can be more aware of the things that you have to do and execute them with a little more attention to detail, right? You can execute them with a little bit more peace of mind because you're not forgotten about. You didn't forget about you. And that is worth something. That is the goal, is to not forget about yourself, right? Is to not feel like you don't or won't have the ability to get a good night's sleep. The fact that you have to fight for shower time because someone's going to be knocking at your door. Those things are unfair. They're not just unfair to you, but honestly, after you have fought for that shower, Do you even feel like refreshed? No. You're getting out the shower, boom, door open. You're like, what? While you're putting on your lotion, God, I can't even take a shower. You're resenting. And as a self-care coach, it is my job to teach us all, really, and to teach or remind us all that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to pour from your overflow. And you can only be overflowing once you have filled your own cup, right? So I teach women how to self-care from a space of restoration and not resentment. It is so easy to fall into the bucket of resentment because we are constantly giving and pouring and teaching and helping and guiding, right? Whether it's at work or at home in friend groups, it's heavy. And so I figured today above any was a great way to jump into the self-care routine for 2026. Take some notes because I think that there are some really good takeaways here. Things that you can add, things that you can vibe with, things that if they don't fit you and your lifestyle, take them out, add some cool stuff in. This is the framework, right? You are the blueprint. So I just want you to take this and kind of embody it with whatever it is that you're going through or dealing with and add it. Ooh, there we go. Add it so that you can be fulfilled. That's the goal. All right, y'all. So let's see. All right. So it's my goal for every woman who's listening to this to build a soft, structured, and intentional self-care routine that actually works and actually supports you. So it's not the aesthetic. So I'm not looking for you to give an Instagram worthy version. I'm not looking for you to even film what you're doing for yourself. Like, it's not that serious. What is that serious is that you're actually getting something from it that is actually useful for you, that you can actually feel, restored after you've done these actions. Okay. So that's the goal, really. I wanted to help heal your life. So if you have some pain points, I'm looking for these actions, right, to fill in those gaps. That's the goal. The first step to preparing your self-care routine, number 1, is stillness. Stillness. Stillness is where the breath happens. Stillness is where clarity begins. In stillness. Quiet. Uncomfortable, right? If we all took let's just give it a 5-second stillness pause together. Let's close our eyes, put our hand on our chest. You can do both hands. And let's give it 10 seconds. Did that feel like forever? Did that feel like forever for you? I hope it didn't. I hope it felt comfortable. I hope that you were breathing and you were feeling your heart beat. And I hope that it resonates that stillness, I'm going to say it again, is where clarity begins. Constantly fidgeting out of the quiet, constantly turning something on, constantly having something going, constantly doing and moving. It is not healthy. It's not safe. It means that you're reacting to all the different things around you, but you have no time to plan out your movements. You're just living in a reactive space. And you deserve to operate from a soft space of stillness, peace. Okay. So I would encourage you to spend 5 to 10 minutes every morning in silence. No music, no noise, no phone. Is it even possible? Could it happen? Answer that question for yourself. How do you handle yourself with care? Can you operate in stillness? Can you operate when you have no noise? What does that look like for you? To listen to your body, to hear your stomach growl, to pop your toes if you're moving them or moving around and you stretch. And then you hear the different pops when you're stretching out and waking up and sitting up and thinking. What does that look like? Can you do that? Is it possible for you? I believe that it is. 5 to 10 minutes every morning in silence, right? You can even try when you're in the car, not turning on any music. I started doing this when I was in like high school. I would get in the car and I would just be like completely satisfied in silence. And I think if I'm honest, like the car that I had didn't have no radio, because I was, driving just fresh. And my parents bought me this car and the radio went out. And when it went out, I didn't have a choice. And cell phones weren't big back then. I had one, but it wasn't the same energy like it is now where you can't live without it. And so I would like be driving and it would be silence. And I would get so much accomplished in my mind, right? Like I would be on the move, like, yeah, like I feel like at that time, even though I was young, I feel like I knew myself so well because I had time to sit with myself and think. And I lived, anyway, where I live is like kind of small town vibe. So I lived in Lancaster, but I was going to Palmdale High School. So it was like maybe a 20-minute drive every morning there, 20-minute drive back. So I'm sitting in stillness for 20 minutes every morning because I'm just driving. It's quiet. All I can hear is the car moving, tinkering, and then the outside, wind. But other than that, it was silence. And that was a gift. That was a gift. Also, just for your notes and your mental notes, this is how you regulate your nervous system. I be hearing all the time people talk about the nervous system. Yes, regulating your nervous system is key. Sitting in stillness will do that. Those knee-jerk reactions when you feel like you have to reach for something. Those are like little moments where you have to check yourself, check your nervous system. Hey, we're fine. We're fine. We're just still, but we are alive. We are okay. We can take it. We can manage for the remainder of this 5 minutes, the remainder of this 10 minutes. So we have to stop, running on the fumes, and you have to learn how to hear yourself again. Remember who you are, right? It's not just for Black Panther. It's for us too, okay? Let's see. So our next practice for 2026, this is your soft space. This is how you are moving into your self-care practices for 2026. So we talked about stillness. Now we're going to talk about grounding. Now, so I really wasn't raised with grounding as a practice for me. I don't think it was a thing for my family. It wasn't. My parents didn't teach it, or even just consider it. It was more so just, not that. I don't know. It was more traditional raising, I think. More like, we go to church and we do our different things that we do, rehearsals, practices, different places. But grounding and like taking these intentional moments with yourself, that wasn't something that we really learned. And so as I dig deeper into what it looks like to really take care of yourself and be open and honest with what's going on here, I'm learning that grounding is very important. So grounding is all about bringing your mind and body back to the present moment, capturing your thoughts and bringing them back to the moment. Being present in the moment. Scary, crazy, cringy sometimes. Yes. You can do this by walking outside barefoot. Okay. Placing your hand over your heart and breathing. So we did that when we opened up, right? Sitting outside in the sun. Huge. My friend Nikki, she was here on the last episode. Amazing. She's an RN. And she sits out at sunrise every morning and she journals and she drinks her coffee. And we'll get into the soft space journal in a minute. But she sits outside, sunrise, the sun beaming on her every morning. What a beautiful moment. If you could just imagine, right? Journaling and taking in all of the information that God is giving you, all the things that you've learned throughout the last, couple of days, downloads and information that you're listening to and you're gleaning from. What a beautiful moment to sit in the sun for maybe 30 minutes and to hear from God and to hear your body and to have your feet firmly planted on the ground, right? It's a moment that I think it sounds amazing, okay? I think it's the type of moment that I would love to have every morning, because it sounds like she is grounding and that she is in tune with herself. And that is the goal, to get back to remembering who you are. Who are you before you had kids? Who were you before you had a husband, before you had, this job that takes up so much mental bandwidth, right? Who were you before you had all these friends and everybody pulling at you in different directions? Girl, what we having fun? What we having? Hold on. Let me get my sunshine. Hold on. Let me have my coffee. Let me have my moment. Let me put my feet in the grass. Give me a second. Let me sit in stillness, because I know that by doing these two practices alone will benefit my life hugely. And then when it comes time for me to interact with the rest of the world, I can be a better person. That's the goal. For me, it is. I pray that that's the goal for you as well. You can also ground by checking in with yourself emotionally. How does my heart feel today? As I'm sitting in this stillness, as I'm sitting in this sunshine, and as I'm sitting here with my feet planted firmly in the grass, how do I feel? How does my body feel? How do my emotions feel? What am I thinking? Why is my thinking this way? What did I gather from this, interaction? Or how did this make me feel when I was in this person's presence? Do I need to do a life edit? Crickets. Do I need to edit the people that I allow in my space? Because it's toxic and it's not helping me. I'm not gaining anything from these interactions besides stress, depression. Now I'm feeling the weight of whatever these people have on them, and it's pulling me down. How do I get that off of me? Do we need to do a life edit, a friend edit? We can do an episode on that, because I think that's huge. It's very important. And it doesn't have to be ugly. We'll get into that. It doesn't have to be ugly. It's beautiful, because growth is necessary and it's going to happen either way. All right, there's that. So, simple things, but they bring you back home to yourself, right? They make space for new experiences. Grounding and stillness make space for things that you thought of when you were younger and you forgot. You forgot. You like, dang, I really wanted to, go, I don't know, guys, scuba diving. And it's like, I forgot I wanted to do that. That is on my list, not a bucket list. That's negative. Not before we leave, but while we live. While I live, I want to scuba dive. That's something that's on my list. I have to do that. And you can make room for that, because now you've sat in your stillness, right? Now you've grounded, you can feel your body. You're like, oh my God, I'm open to these new and beautiful things and experiences. That is the goal, right? All right. Moving right along, you guys. So the 90-day Soft Space Journal is the journal that I have created. Handle Her with Care podcast presents the 90-day Soft Space Journal. This journal is remarkable, not just from me, but all of the people that have come back and said, I freaking love it. Where's part 2? Because I'm about to come up on my 60th day and I got 30 days left and I need something else to transfer these emotions into, right? So currently working on that. But it is your guide and your journal into your soft space. How can you create soft spaces even in these hectic moments? I'm not giving up my fight as a mother. I'm still a mother, but I create soft pockets even through those hard moments. And that is what keeps me going with grace. That is what keeps me going with resilience. That is what keeps me kind. We can be kind moms, but I have to do it from a space of restoration so that I do not resent you. Right? I have to love you because, God, like I loved myself. So I can now love you for real because I love myself. If I'm unhappy with myself and I'm self-loathing and I hate what's going on and I'm like, oh, I don't like this about myself. I don't like that. And I'm nitpicking myself. What the heck am I doing to you? Child, doing the same thing. Friend, you're like, dang, so-and-so's really unhappy. Like, they're just so mean. Yes, they are pouring from a space of resentment. They're unhappy with themselves. How can you be happy and be whole if you're not happy and you're not whole? It's impossible, right? So the goal for the journal is for you to journey your way back into a soft space. And what that looks like for you is completely different than what it looks like for me. In the front of the journal, there are custom soft space questions or prompts that you can use to find your way back to soft space. I have some people that have purchased that as they're reviewing it, they're like, I use it more like a journal. And I love that too. Writing down your thoughts, making it plain, planning out your life and your future and things like that. However, I do recommend using the journal prompts because the goal of the prompts are to take you back into a softer mindset. It's a mental shift. It is not just a physical one. You know, I'm a cosmetologist by trade, so I've been a hairstylist for 23 years, right? That's a long time. And so what I've noticed is that people will come get their hair done and then they feel like they look pretty, and they do look pretty, but they feel ugly on the inside. So they get their hair done, they get their nails done, honey, they got their lashes, they pop in, they get to the car and they're crying because the problem was not solved. Right? The problem wasn't solved. It's not done. The work isn't finished. Yes, a part of self-care is your physical aesthetic. It is totally, making sure that you look and that you feel pretty on the outside. You look in the mirror, you're like, girl, yes, honey, you did that. But as a self-care coach, I would be remiss if I did not specify that it starts with the inside. You need to do some check-ins. Life is messy, okay? Life breeds tons of emotions that we were not counting on. Okay, I was not counting on this much stress. I was not waiting for this much anxiety to come. I was not waiting on this much pressure to perform. I was not waiting on this much expectation, this many people expecting great things out of me. I was not expecting that. When I signed up to be an adult, I was like, girl, yeah, because I'm grown. Ooh, when you asked me when I was a little girl, like what age was your perfect age? What age do you want to be? I want to be 25. Lie. No, I want to be a little girl. Take me back so that I can have stress-free living. Rent's paid. Mortgage is done. Like, what are you talking about? That's because, I learned, okay, these expectations and the things that we have to do as grown-ups can be a lot. And that's why it's important to sit in stillness. Come on. That's why it's important to do your grounding exercises. That's why it's important to journal and to really pay close attention to what your spirit, your soul, your heart needs. Because we still have to show up for the people that we're responsible for or to. And the expectation that we put on our spouses to be our everything and to make us happy, it's unattainable. It just is. And I think that that's the hard look, right? Like the hard look is that he's just not enough. Yes, he is. He is enough. But you are a lot because you have all of these things that you are not doing for yourself. So your requirements of him are lofty. Who could meet them? You're not even meeting them. So we are moving closer to our soft space. Together we are waking up in stillness. Together we are taking long pauses and moments where we put our hands on our chest and we're breathing deep and we are just calm. Calm. No noise. Together we are deciding, right, to journal. Together we're deciding to journal and ground at the same time. Right? Because that right there is a moment where you are getting a connection and you're also expressing so much that's pinned up inside of you that needs to be released. So, a morning check-in. Let's talk about how to use it. Let's talk about how to use the journal. A morning check-in. Ask yourself, what did I wake up feeling? What do I need emotionally today? While you're hydrating, drinking your water, drinking your hot tea, drinking your coffee, right? Write it down and be intentional. Hydration is nervous system care. Okay? Number 3, these are ways to use the journal, guys. So let's just check in on this. Gratitude. List 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. Make it simple, but be honest. Like, honey, I'm grateful for this melanin. Okay? Because when I tell you, when I look at myself, I'm just like, okay. Ain't God good? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He gave me this skin and it's beautiful and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the connectivity that I have with my family and my friends. I'm grateful that they love me and I love them too. You know, I'm grateful for my clients that come back every 2 weeks and not only get their hair care needs met, but their self-care decompression is met also. Because we talk and we share and we're honest and we receive the information from each other. It's like the most beautiful reciprocal connection, right? Yes, gratitude. Gratitude. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. This is beautiful. And this resonates well with me. And when I'm writing in my journal and I fulfill my prompt and then I move into my gratitude moments, right? And I'm writing down the different things that I need. What am I feeling? What do I need emotionally today? These are things that really make a difference. So when you go back and you look, it's like, wow, the growth that I have had since day one is tremendous. The expectations I had of others to fulfill this for me, I now took onto myself, but in a way that where I feel more fulfilled. I feel more at peace because it's no one else's responsibility. Handle her with care is handle you with care. That's her is you, baby. Let's get into it. Scripture of the day, right? Use the word to steady your spirit. Great example, Psalms 23:2. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart. Come on. 2 Timothy 1-7, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. God, I thank you for my mind. I thank you for this solid ground I can put my feet on. I'm not afraid. God, you've not given me the spirit of fear. I thank you for that, Lord, right? These are prayerful moments that you can absolutely win by quoting the scripture, standing firmly on that thing, and moving through your life fearlessly. It's huge, huge. So next is affirmations. Oh, it's another side note. Sorry about scripture. Proverbs and Psalm, great. Proverbs is great for wisdom. Psalm is great for praise, right? Get into it. Because what are we saying? Like, get into them Proverbs, get into them Psalm. You will learn a lot, okay? And so let's see. Affirmations. I am worthy of softness. My peace is my responsibility. I choose myself with grace. Huge. I'm worthy of softness. I'm worthy of care. I'm worthy of love. Yes, you are. And the more that you say it, the more that you affirm that for yourself, the better you will be. The more your body will receive that information and it will begin to operate from that space. But if you never say it, or you're only saying negative things about yourself, then you will reap the benefits or the consequences of those words. I'm here for the benefits. You feel me? I want to say I am deserving of love. I'm deserving of care. I'm deserving of peace. My home will be my soft space. My entire home, not just a corner. No, yes, I have sons, but they will fall in line, right? They will get this good soft space because I'm not playing. I want this to be a home, a space of refuge. It's important. So the journal is not for perfection, but it is for presence. It's for being present. It's for being intentional with what you say, how you say it, where you see yourself now and in the future. Okay, so moments for the soft life. Your body needs care too. Okay. In 2026, baby, I'm coming for the beach. Do you feel me? I have been working hard. Do you understand what that means? I have been at the gym killing it. If y'all don't see me, check out my Instagram at rockstar_life, at ROXSTARR_life. And also on my Instagram at handleherwithcare_podcast. I lift heavy because I'm over 40. I do my cardio. I'm extremely active in the gym. Why? Because I know that a lot of my mental peace and physical de-stress comes from working out. It is an intentional grind for me. I can't wait to get to the gym in the mornings. Because that's just a part of my model. That's a part of caring for yourself. Do I always feel like it? No. But I do it. Why? When I leave, I feel like $1 million. I'd be like, okay, booty. Don't play with me. Don't make me get up because I'm going to show you some things. It's popping over here, okay? Yes, like it's necessary. So come on, get into the strength workouts 2 to 3 times a week. Take you a long walk. A long walk. Uninterrupted phone, and put your phone on do not disturb. Okay. So don't take the long walk with your phone in hand and you just walking and listening. No, tune into what's going on around you. Look around, observe the colors of the mountains, the colors of the meadows, observe the leaves changing colors on the trees as fall is here. And we love the fall. Observe the neighbors and the people around you and the children playing in the grass and the sprinklers and the blah, 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 blah. Look around, smell the smells. Feel the feels, the crispness in the air. What are you getting? Nature is playing a huge part in our mental care. Huge. You come across some beautiful grass, take your shoes off right quick and step up in it with the sun beaming on you. and just enjoy that. Observe what's going on. Be open. I'm telling you, give it a try, you guys, because it will help to shape your 2026 wellness goals, because you will be feeling well, right? So stretching before bed, huge. I don't know about you. I'm 41. I have so much tightness and tension. It's insane, right? Morning mobility or yoga. You don't need a gym membership, but get one. Okay. Just commit to yourself. If you don't need a gym membership, but I always recommend that you get one. I just think that is necessary. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Get you a gym membership, just because being around like-minded people makes a difference. And seeing the same gym people, baby, I got a little gym bae. He is so fine. I be going to the gym like, okay, hey, morning. How you doing? Because it's helpful. You're creating an environment and a community that is like-minded so that you can continue to achieve your goals. Isolation sometimes breeds other things. When you isolate, it's not helping your mental health. It's limiting your capacity to deal with others. Now you're a bit less open and able to receive well from others, or even impart. You cut off and close off yourself, and that is a negative response to this life. We need each other. It's connective tissue. Okay. Sensory self-care. Sensory. Do we all know what that means? That is your body senses, how things feel when they touch you, how you feel when you hear certain sounds, right? This is important, especially in your self-care journey, right? Because you're creating soft spaces for yourself. You're sitting in stillness, you're journaling, you're grounding, right? You're working out, you're stretching, you're feeling. So now what are you putting on your body? What materials do you feel on yourself? What feels good to you, right? And as you create your soft space, let's get into this. So lighting a candle during your journaling, game changer. It gives you the fragrance. It gives you the pretty tickle of the flame going back and forth. It gives you a soft lighting. Bring the lights down for yourself, right? Soft music or lo-fi music. I don't know if you've heard that sound. It's incredible. You could tell Alexa, Siri, whatever, turn on a lo-fi playlist and it's going to be jamming calm music that just gives you peace and comfort. Cozy blankets, soft pillows, silky materials. Honey, first of all, this jacket is very silky, very soft. My Handle Her With Care patch is extremely soft and silky. Love that. Those are also available and for sale. Shameless plug, right? Things that are going to add softness. So I went to Home Goods. This is not a plug for Home Goods, but I went there and I found they had the cozy comforters and the cozy pillowcases. When I say amazing quality, beautiful, and so soft, I feel like when I'm in my bed, I just want to whisper. Like that's how it just makes me feel, like a super soft girl. I have soft plushy throws all around my bedroom and also downstairs on my couch, because I want whoever comes to my home, and especially when I'm on my couch, to be able to pull my soft, cozy throw over, put my feet up and relax. It's amazing. Amazing. Warm showers before bed, shea butter, cocoa butter, all the oils, whatever your fragrance is. Clean scents, something that's going to make you feel good. Take your bubble bath, right? Take those extra couple minutes in the shower, let the water just hit. Don't move. The stillness in the shower, it counts, right? Your nervous system definitely responds to the atmosphere that you set. So make your space match your soft life. Clean, fragrant, intentional. Your lighting, soft, mood delivered, Make it a vibe. It's your space. Why not? Why not? So let's get into prayer, scripture, and soul work. Build a prayer rhythm this year. Please, come on, you guys. Like, it's just time. Like, we have so much going on in the world. It's crazy out here. We have to figure out how we can get closer to God, right? How we can restore our connection with Him. And through restoring our connection with God, who is love, it'll restore our connection with people. And that is a beautiful thing because, like I said before, we are connective tissue and we need each other. So, morning prayer, it could start off easy. God, guide my steps today. It could be just that. Guide my steps, Lord. Right? Direct my path. Make sure everybody that I come in contact is intentionally seeking you. And by them seeking you, I know that my life will be enriched and will be better. God, make my life better, in ways that I only imagine, that the things that I've written in my journal that only you know. Like, let's go that direction. Right? Evening prayer, God, whatever wasn't mine, I release it. Yeah, whatever I picked up today, I'm not taking this junk to bed with my soft, pretty covers. I'm releasing it. It's got to go. It's no performance. It's just honesty. So let scripture anchor your spirit and let your prayer protect your peace. Restore my peace, Lord, please. Because as I venture out into the world with all of these crazy people, protect my mind. Yeah, for real. So let's see. Reading, that's next. Reading books. Come on, books. Reading in your soft era, right? Commit to reading in 2026. Read for growth. Read for healing. Read for joy. Read because your mind deserves to rest in something other than notifications. 1 book a month. If you can, that's it. So even if I'm a firm believer in audiobooks, honey, and I have 3 books that you can totally look into. I have not read them yet. Disclaimer. But the titles, I already downloaded them on my Audible, because when I'm working and stuff like that, if it's a calm, peaceful moment, I'll just throw the book on unless conversation happens, and then I'll turn it off. When I'm driving in the car, I'll turn the book on so that I can hear it and I can receive it. But sometimes, because when I do lay down, it's sleepy time. I'm giving myself proper rest, proper sleep. Get into that as well. The first book is The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest, a beautiful guide to transforming self-sabotage into self-mastery. What? That's it. That's all we needed to hear. This book helps you understand your emotions, your patterns, and the ways that you unintentionally block your own soft life. Jesus, help us. It's gentle, reflective, and deeply healing. Perfect for inner peace, emotional awareness, self-growth, and breaking cycles. Number 2, Sacred Rest by Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith. This book teaches the 7 types of rest. Oh my God. Hello. That every woman needs: physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, sensory, social, and creative. It helps you understand why you're tired, even when you've rested, and how to restore your body and soul more intentionally. Perfect for true self-care. Hello. Handle Her with Care podcast. Nervous system healing, spiritual growth, and burnout recovery. Everything that we need. Hello, get into these titles, y'all. And then the third book and last and final recommendation that we're going to read together, obviously, because April hasn't read them, but I'm going to tell you by 2026, honey, it's on and popping. Set Boundaries, Find Peace by Nidra Glover Tawwab. Okay. This is the blueprint for protecting your peace and breaking unhealthy patterns. Yes, ma'am. It teaches you how to set boundaries without guilt, communicate clearly, and reclaim your emotional space. Perfect for peace, communication, because we're connective tissue, right? Self-respect, and healthy relationships. Listen, the mindset for 2026. What do you want to feel like in 2026? What boundaries do I honor? What do I need to be softer? Where do I need to be more disciplined? These are hard questions, you guys. Softness is not for the weak. It's not a weakness. It's not something that is easily sneezed at. It's hard to be soft, especially in a world that's trying to make you hard and crazy. Softness is structure, boundaries, peace, and presence. Question that I asked at the beginning of this show, how do you handle yourself with care? I meant that. This is what it is. This is the mindset for 2026. All right. I just want you guys to note as I bring this podcast episode to a close, your soft space is not a trend. It is an absolute lifestyle. You deserve to walk into 2026, honey, glowing, hydrated, peaceful, grounded, rested, restored, and in alignment with the woman that you are becoming. I'm speaking that to you because you are becoming her. And I'm so anxious and excited to meet her. And I know you are because you've been thinking of her since you were a little girl. That's why the grounding practices, that's why the self-reflective moments are so imperative, because you deserve to meet her too, right? I'm so proud of you for being here today and choosing yourself. I have to show you the soft space journal. You can grab it on my website, right? So pretty. And inside it's so colorful, and it has check-ins, it comes with stickers, right? All the things that the girls love, custom stickers, heart stickers, all the things. And it allows you to track your progress in how you take care of yourself, how you show up for yourself. It's important. Okay. You can order this on my website, and let me give you the website too. You ready? Okay. www.aprilmarieholland.com. You can find me on Instagram at handle her with care _podcast. You can find me on Facebook at handle her with care podcast. And you can also follow my personal page, right, on Instagram at ROXSTARR _life. You can also find everything on the Self-Care Hub, which is my website, www.aprilmarieholland.com. You can find everything there. There's links and everything that you can navigate. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube because it is powerful and impactful. Again, highlighting women who have specifically been killing it in the industries that they belong to, and then also not forgetting about themselves. The goal is to remember you in the process of being amazing for everybody else so that you can be restored and not resentful. Remember, handle yourself with care. I love you. Bye.